to another reading vlog. Today is February 14th. It is Valentine's Day and it is also a Wednesday, which for me is a great day to start a reading vlog. And I am in the biggest reading mood today. So I think it has to do with the love in the air. I don't know what it is, but I'm feeling quite romantic and in the mood for reading. So right now I am trying to finish work as fast as I can. I've actually been up since 8, which is very surprising to me. I don't wake up at 8, but last night I went to sleep super early. I woke up super early, got up, got dressed, and now I'm working and I'm almost done. I'm like rushing through. I'm trying to finish as fast as I can so that I can start reading. But let me go ahead and talk about the 2 books that I'm reading because I'm really excited for both of them. They are both very anticipated reads, and for some reason I had not picked them up. But yeah, let me go ahead and show you guys. Okay, so I am currently reading these 2 books in these 2 formats, A Court of Mist and Fury and Rain, which is the 4th book to the American Royal series. I actually started this last night and fell asleep, and I had like 4% battery left. So it is currently charging, getting ready for me to read throughout the day. This, I have not gotten much done. I think I read maybe like 2%, just like a little introduction, something to make me a little sleepy to go to bed. But A Court of Mist and Fury, I have read quite a bit of. This is the 2nd book to a series by Sarah J. Maas, and I'm on page 210, which I've got to say, yes, I am loving this book so far. I have not finished this series. I did read the 1st book very long ago and just never picked up the series again. But I have been wanting to know why we love Rhys and why we hate Tamlin. And I am starting to see that now. Before picking up this book, I was just always curious because everybody on BookTube hates Tamlin, loves Rhys, and I just needed to know why. So I'm starting to find out for myself. So yes, I will be reading these 2 books today. Again, I do have to finish work, unfortunately, but this is just me popping in to say hello, what I'm reading, and I will be back very soon. I promise. I am so excited to read. Oh my god. Got done reading the 100 pages. I did start on page 210 this morning, and yeah, I've read about this much, which is really exciting. And I am not only done with 100 pages, but I'm also halfway done with the book. So lots of thoughts. As I mentioned before, I was very curious to see why the book community does not like Tamlin and prefers Rhys, because in the 1st book, A Court of Thorns and Roses, I really thought he was going to be the main male character, because our main character like literally gave her life for Tamlin, and yeah, I can see that now. But what I do not like is, I guess, the ethical debate between, is he really a bad person, is he not a bad person? Because in the end, he has been good to Feyre, and I feel like Feyre is over-exaggerating a little bit as of now, okay? I do not know what happens later on in the book, what happens in the rest of the series, but so I'm getting very close to like spoiling this, even though I have a feeling a lot of people have read this series already. It has been such an easy read. Obviously, I was a little intimidated because it is 600 pages. Like, this is like 2 books put together, and I've basically finished 1 book, technically. So I am going to take a break from reading A Court of Mist and Furies, and I do want to pick up Rain by Katharine McGee. This is the 4th book to the American Royal series, a series that I have truly adored and loved. Obviously, because it is the 4th book in a series, I cannot give too much away, but what I can say is that the whole entire series is based on the American royals. What if in history, instead of the United States being a democracy, what if it had turned into a monarchy? And so basically we are following Washington's descendants. And of course, politically, being royals, they have to follow certain rules, certain ways of being. They have to be with certain people. They can't just marry some random commoner. And we see our dear American royals as they fall in love with a commoner, of course, Who would have saw that coming? The past 3 books, I have just flown through them. And this 4th book has been out for a while, but I had not been able to pick it up. And I am borrowing it from Libby. I did borrow the Kindle copy, and I did also borrow the audiobook. So I was also thinking about listening to the audiobook while I do some things around the house if I am unable to sit down and read. Just kind of juggling back and forth, and then also picking up both. If I am sitting down, I can listen to the audiobook as well. But yeah, I've been sitting here for way too long. I think I'm gonna go lay down. So I'm gonna start reading Rain for the next maybe 30 minutes. So yeah, let's see how much I get read from this book and come back with another update. It is Thursday, February the 15th, and I owe you guys a reading update. Yesterday, my husband took me to a very lovely Valentine's Day dinner. It was so nice. I feel like it had been a while since we had gone out on a date. Like, we go out to eat and stuff, but like getting ready and having a reservation, like, it had been a while. So it was really nice. The food was delicious. The ambiance was great. It was like a low light setting. There was also a saxophonist and a violinist there, which was really nice, but I didn't get them on tape because I didn't want to be that person. Shout out to our server who gave us a free dessert. She asked us if we wanted the dessert menu, and we ordered, and she's like, I know I was taking a while. It's because this one lady was like talking to me. I didn't want to be rude. I didn't know how to tell her that I had a table waiting. She was like, I'm so sorry, you guys. I know you guys are waiting for a while. And we're like, no, it's okay. And she's like, I'll give you the dessert for free. It's on the house. And so we were like, I mean, we're not going to say no. And so because she like submitted it as like a celebration dessert for it to be on the house, the person who brought it with like a candle and everything. And the guy was like, birthday cake? And I was like, yeah. Because it clicked that she had said she was going to submit it as a celebration dessert for it to be free. But yeah, shout out to her. She did not have to do that. So I did get some reading done. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about A Court of Mist and Fury first, because I've read about 40 pages since I have last updated. All I've got to say is I'm a little uncomfortable with the flirting. Not much has happened since like my last update, but in terms of like the relationship between the characters, yeah, the flirting makes me a little uncomfortable. But other than that, I'm still enjoying the book. I really do think that our main character Feyre just needs purpose in life, and I think that Reese is giving it to her. And I don't know, like I said, the flirting is making me uncomfortable, and I don't know how to feel about it. But because I still think that Tamlin was not a really bad person, and I feel like for the people who are watching this and have read the series and know something that happens in the future are probably laughing at me right now. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes when I keep reading that. So yeah, I did also read a lot on my Kindle. I am on chapter 12. I read 28% of this book. It truly amazes me like how fast I've been reading these series. These books are such a fast read for me. So I read 28% of this book yesterday. So I'm gonna keep reading that today as well. Tonight, I'm gonna try and read as much as I can because I've been loving it so far. And I've also realized that when is President's Day? Is that the 19th?
Yeah.
And And it just so happens that I picked up this book, so very patriotic of me. Where are my desserts?
For everything, I left everything in the car.
Can you bring them? Oh yeah. Okay.
Mira. So
I am sitting down, about to start reading A Court of Mist and Fury. I am on page 413, so I've gotten quite a bit of reading done, and I've actually been listening to the audiobook as I'm reading this physically as well. And I borrowed the audiobook from Libby, which I have 1 more hour until I have to return it, although I don't think it's going to be available for me to re-borrow. That's totally fine because, again, I have the physical copy, but it does make it easier because I've been listening to the audiobook on 2.4 speed, and and yeah, it's crazy. Obviously, with the physical book, it makes it a lot easier for me to follow along, because yes, sometimes the audiobook is like super run on and I would have had no idea what they said without having the physical copy here in front of me. So yeah, I have around 200 pages left, and I'm gonna go ahead and continue reading. I do want to come back and do an update after reading for the hour, because I feel like I could get a lot done in an hour, and see what my thoughts are, where my head is at. And then after the hour, I do want to take a break from this and continue reading Rain, because that has been a really fast-paced book for me so far, and I kind of wanted to take a break from it because I don't want to completely devour it. I do kind of somewhat want to take my time with it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna play some lo-fi music and start reading. Apologize if you can hear my dryer, but I made it to page 482. I don't remember what page I was. I know I was in the 400s, early 400s, so I want to say I got maybe 60 to 70 pages read. I'm not quite sure, but just when I was getting good, my loan expired. Of course, naturally, that's what was gonna happen. I definitely need a break from this book. What I just recently read in regards to our love interest and what is going on with our main character, I'm more okay with the relationship. At first, I was not into the flirting. I thought it felt wrong. I did not like it, but the connection is there. I mean, there's no denying it. When the feelings are being felt, I mean, there's nothing you can do but accept it, so I'm accepting it. I still don't think Tamlin is a bad guy. And I feel like every time I say that, I'm being laughed at. I really do. And I really want to know what makes him so bad. I don't see it yet. But now I'm gonna go ahead and pick up Rain, and I am on chapter 13, 31% of the way through. I have nothing but good things to say about this series. I have given 5 stars to all the books. I constantly think about the characters. I constantly think about the plot line, and just watching it all play out, I think I hate the miscommunication trope, and characters that love each other are not together, and it's not because of miscommunication, it's because of something greater than themselves, something that quite literally will affect the country, will affect what the public thinks of the family royals. And so I like that I don't feel like I need to scream at these characters what are you doing, what are you thinking, just freaking let the person know how you feel. And that's not the case here. I apologize in advance if you can hear all the noise going on outside. There is construction going on. Our house is a new build, and they are still building around us. There's some lots behind us. There's one beside us this way. And I want to give an update on what I am reading. So I have been reading, and I am on 68% of the way through. But I do want to say that as I was reading yesterday, I came to the realization that our characters are going apart, and it's really, really sad for me because I love the characters. I love the connection that we had between the characters in that first book, the drama within the characters as well. And yeah, I mean, they're growing apart, which is life. It's natural, it happens. We get different POVs in this book, and so having the different POVs and then seeing that they're not interacting with each other, like I said, I made that realization, and it kind of made me a little sad. But we are recovering because the characters are talking now, like they're coming together. There's sort of like a reunion going on. I do have a feeling that something's gonna happen with this certain reunion and the reason why all these characters are coming together, but I am appreciating the growth that some of the characters are going through. Also today I went to IKEA. I purchased 2 Billy bookshelves and an Alex drawer. I still have 2 boxes in my office that I have been dying to get rid of, but I have nowhere to store my items, and so I bought the Alex drawers to put some of my stationery things in there so I can finally get rid of the boxes. And then also I got Billy bookshelves because they are bigger than the ones that I have. The ones that I have are also from IKEA, but they're not as big as the Billy. And I've also been wanting to get the Billys because now I have more room, I can buy more books, and they were like $20 cheaper today, so I bought 2. So I'm gonna be building that throughout the week as well. I'm really excited to I'll probably get rid of one of my bookshelves, and then transfer everything to the 2 that I bought, and then eventually buy another 2. But yeah, exciting things today. I really want to finish this book today. So I think right now I'm like at a good spot to just read. I've got my drink, I've got some gummy worms, I've got some snacks, and I'm gonna try to finish this today, probably in the next sitting, because I'm excited to know what happens. Like I'm itching to finish the book. I love it so much. Definitely a 5-star read as of now. Hopefully nothing too traumatic happens to where I'm not happy with it, but I doubt it. All the other books in the series, the 3 before this, have been 5 stars for me, and I don't see how this series could ever let me down. So I'm gonna go ahead and read and hopefully come back with good news to the ending of the series. I just finished Rain by Katharine McGee, and surprisingly, I think I'm gonna give this book a 4 stars. Okay, look, I'm gonna think about it, but these are like my final thoughts. After my last update, I was talking about how the characters have kind of gone their separate ways and they were kind of coming back together, and I was so happy for that, but there was still like a sense of a dilemma going on, and I really thought that it was going to be like this juicy, unforbidden love that we have been getting for the past 3 books, and it was not that. And I am so shocked because I really thought that it was heading towards that direction. But I guess, you know, I don't know if this is the last book of the series. I have a feeling that it is. You have to wrap it up eventually, and I liked how all the characters, like where they ended up. Some of them did get their happily ever after, some of them not quite, or they didn't get the happily ever after they thought was most convenient to them, but in the end they did get what they needed. And then there are some characters that did not get the ending that you thought they deserved. I feel like there were these 2 characters that I really felt like they belong together, but I guess they just don't, and it's kind of sad. The thing is that I also did not like the events or the plot line of the end of the book. I thought it was very, I don't want to say dumb, but unnecessary. I think the way that the author wrapped it up, it went in like this really weird turn. Like this would never happen, absolutely ever. And whenever it starts to get unrealistic, that's when like you lose me. Yes, we are like reading about American royals, and what if we had a monarchy? Yeah, I felt like it was very unrealistic. In the end, I really think that this one lacked, like I said, the unforbidden romance, and it lacked the drama, and it lacked the suspense that the other books had. But yeah, I think overall it's just the wrapping up of the characters. I think I'm just gonna might give this a 4 star again because the plot line like derailed a little bit. Like I said, very unlikely. There was also a character that I really admired throughout the whole series, and I'm not gonna say whether he or her, but they were always like very conscious of what they would do and what they would say, and very respectful. They were also very wise in terms of who they trusted, and the advice that they would give to like other characters was again also very wise. And then for some reason in this book they decided to completely like change personalities and do something so dumb, and like they thought that they had the right to, and they definitely did not. And it was very frustrating because the reason why they did this was like crucial in the plot line, and I feel like the author might not have had any other way to like approach this, and completely derailed a character that I really appreciated. And I don't know what to say about that, but I do want to see what other books this author has written. I don't think I've looked, or if this author is working on any works, because I do really like the characters that she wrote. I really like the plot line that she wrote. Again, the previous 3 books were like 5 stars. I continue to think about these characters, and these books will stay in my heart. So in the end, a 4 stars I don't think is too bad because 4 stars is I still loved it, and the characters again will stay with me. And oh, I'm so upset that this was not a 5 stars, but I mean, it happens. To kind of make up for that 1 star, I am making a pizza right now, and I'm gonna continue reading A Court of Mist and Fury. I'm on page 483 out of like 620, right? So I have like 140 pages left. I no longer have the audiobook, which is fine. I will continue reading this physically. And yeah, y'all want to see my pizza? I'll show you my pizza. She's still looking a little raw, but she'll be ready soon. It is 3:50 p.m. and the day has gone by so fast, like it just escaped from my grasp. But I am on page 568 and I'm almost there. This is the final stretch and I have about an hour of uninterrupted reading, so I'm gonna try and get read as much as I can. Hopefully I can finish this and kind of wrap this up while I still have some daylight. But yeah, I can see the preparations for the next book. I've heard that the 3rd book is more focused on war, and so I can clearly see that is being set up. So yeah, hopefully it ends like on a huge cliffhanger, like something like with a lot of tension. That is what I'm looking forward to. But yeah, again, an hour and 10 of uninterrupted reading, and probably even more. I'm counting that my husband gets off at 5, but he still has to get home, and it's like an hour drive for him. So yeah, I should definitely finish this. All right, so 2 very good books read. Very happy with my overall rating for this reading vlog. I finished Rain by Katharine McGee, the 4th book to the American Royal series, and I've already kind of wrapped up my thoughts about this book, and I think my final rating is going to be a 4.5 because, in summary, yes, the plot was kind of lacking in comparison to the previous 3 books, but overall, like I said, I love the characters and they're gonna stick with me forever and ever, and I hold them dear to my heart. So 4.5, still a really good book. I highly recommend the series. And then I also finished A Court of Mist and Fury. This is the 2nd book to a series by Sarah J. Maas. This has been the longest book that I've read for a while. I feel like I have been so busy and just intimidated by big books like this. It did help a lot that I was following along with the audiobook and kind of like flipping back and forth here and there, but most of the time I was doing both because I was listening on 2.4, and having the book kind of helped me follow along the fast pace. I'm gonna end up giving this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I really loved it. I can't wait to pick up the 3rd book. It's funny how like I was not understanding what was so wrong about Tamlin, and now I know. Now I know. I'm sorry for doubting Reese. I'm so sorry. I see it now. I do have to read the rest of the series on my Kindle. I don't physically own the rest of the books. So that's 410 pages plus however many pages Rain was, which I'm not sure. Oh my god, so Rain was 415 pages and I didn't even know. It did not feel like 414 pages. So I read 825 pages. It makes sense because I have not been in this reading mood for a while. I am so happy that I got to read that much and that I'd actually made time to read that much. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one.